Well, everyone, I'm Parnick Jennings. I'm your Senior Benefits Consultant with NFP, and we're excited to bring to you the benefits for the calendar year of 2025. And we want to thank you again for being an employee of the city of Snellville. So within 2 weeks of this, you're going to be a call or email or text from NFP to help get you enrolled. So we're very excited about that, and so we'll make it easy for you as we go along. Now, as you look in your enrollment guide, and I'm going to glance just at it periodically, you have 3 medical plans. And let's look at the one on page 6 that is a $4,000 deductible. And it's a $7,000 maximum out-of-pocket expense for individuals. You can see that. I try to make it simple. So if you don't go to the doctor much, if you don't take much medication, if you don't plan on going to the hospital, this is a great plan. I was on a plan like this for many years until just recently, and I changed plans because I had some health issues. So this is a great opportunity for you to have good insurance, and the payroll deduction is only $10 for employee only. You can see that, and you can see the $20 for employee spouse and children, and then $30 for family. So a few things I want to point out to you on this, because you have to meet your deductible for things such as MRI, outpatient facilities, and of course in the hospital, you already know that. So I would encourage you to let Aetna and NFP, or both, find a place for you to have an MRI or a CT scan rather than the hospital. A doctor will try to send you to the hospital. I don't know why, they just always do. But there are other opportunities. For example, I had an MRI recently, and the cost of the hospital was around $3,000. And I was able to get it at a freestanding facility for $900. And I happened to glance at the machine they were using, and it was the same machine. And actually sent it to the same guy to read, so it's kind of messed up. But hospitals charge more, and we recognize that. Also, if you look down there, you'll see that your medications, you have to meet deductibles before you can do it. But you know, a lot of places have discounted prescriptions. Walmart has some free. Ingles and Publix are like $3, and Kroger $4. So don't feel like that you have to go and pay the regular price. You can price it both ways and then determine how you feel like is best for you. Now, the other thing I want to point out to you is at the bottom, you'll see prescription medications, and you'll see specialty medications. You don't know this. I don't know what job you're going to do, and I don't know your job, and you don't know my job. So, but I do know that I can help you with something called manufactured assistance programs. So what does that mean? Well, there's the people that make the prescriptions, they have coupons out there that you can get, and they're discounted price or sometimes free. Well, how do you know that? Well, I utilize it. Xarelto is $360 a month, and I get it for free with the manufactured assistance coupon. So I know it works, and I'll be glad to help you. Just tell Gabby if you want to get in touch with me that you have a high-priced medication that you want to see how it would be covered on that. And also, all our plans provide preventative trips. So based on your sex and your age, there are certain tests that are free. Well, they're not free. You pay for it and it's premium, but there's no cost to go and have it done. So women have certain tests, men have certain tests, children have certain tests. And so I would ask my primary care physician what tests are free for me or at no cost. Well, they'll know what you're talking about, and they'll work it out. The plan on page 7 is a lower deductible. You'll pay more. You'll pay $25, and you can see those down there at the bottom. But it's a $3,300 deductible, $4,500 max out of pocket for individuals. Families are more. Same type plan, is just a lower deductible, but you'll pay more for it. So if you go to the doctor periodically, or if you have prescriptions that you take periodically, you might want to consider that plan. Whatever you choose is whatever I want you to have. Now, the plan on page 8 is called a POS plan. So the other two are HSA plans. And oh, by the way, the city provides $30 for individuals, $60 if you choose another tier, to contribute directly to your HSA account to help pay for any expenses you might have. So that's very generous of the city. This plan, the deductible is $2,000. The max out of pocket for family, for individuals, $5,500, and families usually about twice that. Now, if you go to the doctor a good bit, so there's a $40 copay to the doctor, $50 for a specialist. So you can see that instead of having to pay a couple $100 or $300 or $400, whatever the specialist charges, that you can get by for $40 or $50. So you would pay more for this, but you have a copay when you go to the doctor or to a specialist, and you don't have to worry about it. Urgent care, same thing, $60. Emergency room is 20% after copay, and of course the copay is waived if you're admitted. You got to be careful now, because it needs to be, if you're having an emergency, you need to go to the emergency room, but if it's not a non-emergency, you would want to go to the urgent care for that. Or pick up the phone and talk to telemedicine, teledoc. That's what I do. I've used it 5 times this year. I don't need to go sit in the doctor's office for 2 hours with people sicker than me for the doctor to tell me what's wrong with me and then take $40 of my money. I don't need it. I can go and do the other way. Now you'll see at the bottom that your copays for generic medications prescribed, you can see that. And you also can order mail order. So if you don't want to go to the pharmacy and get it, you can go mail order for that. You see again that at the bottom of the page, the cost is a little more, $50. Now, that's a good time for me to tell you that because of the city of Snellville, that you are subject to a Section 125 plan. What does that mean? Well, whatever you pay for your insurance, your medical, dental, and vision, for example, let's say that you do $500 in a week and your cost payroll deduction is $50. We only tax them $450. How good is that? Let the government help pay for it. So we want you to be able to do that. On page 9 is the HSA memo. You see that you can contribute. The total with you and the employer is set aside at $4,300 for individual, $8,550 per family. HSA is a good plan. The first year, you kind of have to sweat it out a little bit before you get your HSA built up. So I would advise you look at something called Ansel that we provide, because it does help you cover some of the copays and other things you might have for a very minimal cost. Okay, now, Snellville also provides an employee assistance program. It's called an EAP program. So we want you to know that if you need to talk to somebody through this program, you can call someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just talk it through with people. I've had to call somebody before and just need to talk something through one time. There's places you can go in Snellville in the area, so you can go. You have 6 visits for that. Also, there's help with other things too, and you can read that for yourself there on page 11. On page 12, we're talking about the dental insurance. So you have $5,000 worth of benefit. That's amazing. Most people don't have anywhere near that much, and so most people only have $1,500. You got $5,000 worth of coverage, and remember, your deductible of $50 is not applicable when you have to go for your regular checkup. So your dental plan, and the city provides that for you at no cost. If you add your family or dependents, there's an additional cost. The vision insurance, very simply, for $30, you can walk out with a good pair of glasses. $10 for the exam, $20 for your lenses. Now, unless you go crazy on your frames, for $30, you can walk out with a good pair of glasses. And that cost is $2. Also, you have $130 benefit for contacts. So you make sure that you are aware of that. Now, the life insurance provided for by the city at no cost to you of $50,000, and then you have $100,000 life accidental death and $150,000 if you're a police officer. This is provided by the city. Now, because of that, when you're first hired, you have a chance to buy up to 7 times your salary. Let's say you made $50,000, you could buy up to $350,000. 7 times 50, $350,000. But the big kicker is, and thing you need to remember is that the guaranteed issue amount is $150,000. What does that mean? Well, that means that they're not going to ask you any health questions. Okay, so that's a big deal, and you need to know that you can buy that type of insurance with no health questions asked. Now, you can also buy insurance on your spouse and on your children. Sorry, I've been in meetings all day here with the city, so I'm a little hoarse. But it's a good benefit, a good opportunity for you to buy insurance on yourself and on your family. Now, if you cannot afford the full $150,000 guaranteed issue, you can look on page 16. You can say somebody 39 years old can buy $10,000 for $1.65 a month, or roughly 40 cents a week. So once you do that, then you can add to your insurance later. So the first time it's offered, now remember, if you don't take it, You come back again, you're going to have to answer health questions. So I would advise you to go ahead and get some type of, buy a minimal amount on yourself and on your family. Now, on page 19 is something called ANSEL. Now, what is an ANSEL? Well, I don't know how they came up with that name. It doesn't make sense to me, but they didn't ask me when they did it. But here's what it does. There are over 13,000 different benefits that you can receive. So, I was telling people today, if you've had a claim, you've probably got a benefit for it somewhere with ANSEL. So as you look on page 19, you'll see the value plan. There are certain conditions that are moderate in condition. I'm just going to use dehydration, for example. A friend of mine was out working in the yard recently when it was so hot back during the summer and got dehydrated, passed out, went to the urgent care. If he had done that and had our plan, he would have got $200. Now, the good part about that is you could collect every 2 weeks. So technically, you could collect 25, 26 times on a claim over and over again at $200. I've told them I don't see how they're making money, but they're making it and it's working. I mean, people utilize it and they're in business and doing a good job. Now, they also have something called severe. So I'll just use kidney stones, things like that, gallstones that'll be a severe condition. Again, there's 13,000. You can go to the website. You can look in the book and see the ANSEL website, and you can look and see what you want to do. The other thing is catastrophic pays $1,000 under the value plan. So that would be for cancer, heart attacks, and things like that. Now remember this, for this plan too, you cannot be turned down. There's no pre-existing conditions, absolutely. So as long as you're at work, on the day that you come to work, that you apply for ANSEL and 30 days later, you're covered. So if you came to work, you fell in the driveway, broke your yard, broke your arm, say 2 or 3 months down the road, well, it's going to pay. And there's a big long list, 13,000 of it, if you want to look at them yourself. You can get an enhanced plan which pays more, and you also can get a premier plan that pays even more. You can even have cancer. I have 3 owners of companies that have spouses who had cancer when they started the plan, and it paid out 3 times. It'll pay 3 times. So moderate issues will pay once every 2 weeks. The severe issues that I mentioned pay once every 30 days, and catastrophic pays once every 90 days. Catastrophic will only pay 3 times. Rest of it's unlimited, but catastrophic only pays 3 times. I want to skip so that I can get this to you on page 26. Things happened, and I'm not saying that people deliberately, insurance companies or doctors or hospitals deliberately bill incorrectly, but there's a lot of mistakes in healthcare. You may get a claim, and what I want to ask you to do, if you get a claim and it doesn't seem right, let us know. When I was talking to employees today, there were several claims that just did not seem right, and we went and had it checked out, and in fact, the claim was processed incorrectly. Had a situation between Aetna and Medicare, who was going to pay, and I told them who was going to pay. The Aetna's going to pay first and Medicare second. And we got it fixed. I got it fixed in about 30 minutes. But you'll have things that happen. Also, we'll help you find a provider. So if you're not sure where to go, if you want to go to the hospital, go. It'll cost you more money, but that's up to you. But we want you to make good healthcare decisions. We also want it to be reasonable. And so that's when we have other facilities that we can recommend to you. There'll be a number at the bottom of the page. It's 800 number. It rings in Marietta, Georgia. Our office is in Marietta. So even though it's an 800 number, because we have clients all over the United States and really all over the world now, you can receive coverage by calling this, and you can ask any question you want to. Now, I'm learning. Some people don't like to talk to anybody, not in person, not over the phone. So we have an email down there. Email and say, okay, I got a problem. Here's what the problem is. So you would say your name, where you work, and here's the problem. Now, if you have to leave a message, you can leave a message by calling and saying, or you can call after hours, leave a message, say, I have lunch tomorrow from 2 and 3. It would really be good if somebody could call me on my cell, give them the cell number between 2 and 3 tomorrow. Okay? Now, page 27, and we're finished. On page 27, you will see every insurance company you have business with. And you can call them if you want to. I'm not saying you can't call them, but think about this. If you call one of the insurance companies, say you call Aetna, you talk to an Aetna employee, who do they work for? They work for Aetna. Why not call us? We work for you. We don't charge extra for it, just part of what we do. We don't charge extra to get you enrolled, just part of what we do. So anyway, I hope this helps you and helps you to make an informed decision. If you have a question about the coverage before you make your decision, you can call our office, the 800 number, and say, I got a question about this stuff, okay? Okay, I'm Parnick Jennings with NFP. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.